What's up, you guys? Welcome back to Diesel Creek. My name's Matt. If this is your first time joining us, we are currently loaded up in the old International 10-ton here and going down to the abandoned church project to pick up my dirty old hoe. We're really not accomplishing any great big task or project or anything in today's video, but sometimes I like to do these little kind of off the walls, almost like a behind the scenes video, just so some of you guys that aren't familiar with the construction industry or heavy equipment or whatever, just so you guys can kind of get an idea of what it takes just to orchestrate anything out here and get anything done. Driving a big truck like this makes life a lot harder to do certain things. And you know, I just came from the fuel station and I had to sit there and wait for 5 minutes to get enough pumps open to where I could pull in and get some fuel. So it's not like your little Honda Civic where you just roll up and pull in. But anyways, this will be a little bit more of an in-depth look today of hauling a piece of equipment. We're going to be hauling my excavator today. We're going to have to clean the tracks off, hook up the trailer, check all our lights, make sure we're ready to go down the road, then load the machine, then chain it down properly, and then of course drive to where we're going. But anyway, no time like the present, let's get to it. Alright, this trailer hasn't been used in a little while, so it's become a catch-all for stuff, so I gotta get that cleaned off before I can do anything. The wood's gotta go in the basement of the church, and we're gonna have to lift the mixer off with the excavator. Okay, so the primary reason I'm hauling this machine out of here is that I need it out at the farm, and secondary reason is I'm just not going to need it here for a long time. So I let the neighbors cut up a little bit of firewood that I had gathered back here, and they left some stumps out here, so I'll go ahead and spruce that pile up real quick and get the mixer off the trailer, and we'll be ready to load. the ratchet strap holding down the mixer over there. One end of the strap is trapped underneath that small sheet of plywood that is screwed down to the deck, so I'll just use my big pry bar over here and pull it off. Last thing we got to do before we load is clean these tracks out. Alright, the way I strap this machine down, we need 3 long chains and 5 binders. I'll explain that all in a second. All right, to properly fasten a machine to the trailer like this, you got to have a tie down at each corner of the machine and one across the boom. I belong to a lot of truck pages and stuff on Facebook, and even among professional drivers that haul equipment all day, every day, they still argue with each other constantly about what's proper on how to tie down. I'm just going to show you the way I do it. So one of the arguments that always comes up is whether or not you're technically allowed to strap to the tracks. And I don't know the legalities of it, but I've been around a ton of equipment being hauled, chained down hundreds of dozers and excavators in the pipeline industry, working for multi-billion-dollar companies probably. And they all chain to the tracks. Nobody's ever said a word. I've never heard of anybody actually getting in trouble for chaining to the tracks. Also, the reason I treat the chains and stuff like I do, you actually have 4 independent tie down points here. Even though I'm using one long chain, I'm treating it as 2 pieces. So the middle is loose, it's just slack. So I have connection and connection, connection and connection. So even if this chain were to break over here, I still have pressure on that corner. This is the only chain that I treat as a single piece chain. Okay, I just checked all our lights. I think we're westbound and down. Let's go. So we made it here safe and sound. Man, every time I pull this excavator with this dump truck, I'm just reminded of how much I love this truck. This has been a great truck. I actually put this truck together myself. It was just a cabin chassis when I got it. I put the dump bed on and did all the PTO work and stuff. So if you haven't seen that series, there's a whole playlist on that on the channel. But anyway, made it here safe and sound. And if you're wondering why I kicked the trailer right at the end there, I usually try to unload off of the roads. Like I'll kick the trailer over so that the machine will come down onto the dirt rather than onto the road, whether that's my gravel road or the asphalt road. It doesn't really matter. The ramps tend to tear up asphalt as well as tracks and anything else. I mean, these are street pads as they're commonly referred to. You can walk on asphalt with them. They won't really tear it up so bad unless you're spinning, but they will leave like white marks, cleat marks and stuff that'll be there for quite a while. Anyway, let's go ahead and get this thing unchained. Heavy equipment, something you never done before, maybe now you realize there's a little more to it than you think. It takes a lot of time. If somebody gives you an estimate for just a couple hours worth of work with a machine and it seems really high, it's probably because you're not factoring in how long it's going to take him to load up a machine, bring it to you, unload it, do your job. It only takes a little bit of time, and then haul it back out of there. He might end up having more time into moving the machine than he does into even doing the work. I tell people a minimum on my work because it's not worth my time to only show up and get paid for a couple hours worth of machine time. Anyway, the excavator's at the farm. Now we got some clearing to do. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Later.